Hey, Kirky! You're on your lunch break now, right? How are you doing today? You're not feeling under the weather or anything, are you?
Huh? How did you know that I'm not feeling so good? I got this excruciating pain in my stomach. Not only that, but banging headache too.
Ugh, I knew it. I thought your face looked a little off color when you left for work this morning. I've been really worried something might be wrong with you.
Did I really look that rough? You can be really perceptive sometimes, Phoebe. I'm especially surprised you noticed since I felt more or less normal when I left work.
Oh, it's nothing really. I don't even have to look at you to know when something's off. I come from a long line of pharmacists, you know. My family have been dealing with the sick and unwell for eons. I kind of have this instinct for when people aren't at their best.
Actually, I guess my stomach started feeling a little funny after breakfast while I was still at the house. I didn't feel bad per se. I would have never imagined I'd end up like this.
I see. Is it really that bad? How are you feeling now? You said your stomach's in excruciating pain. Are you okay, sweetie?
I'll be honest, I'm not doing great. This pain in my gut's been getting worse ever since I arrived at the office. I've had to run off to the toilet 5 times already. I'm like an active volcano. I'm not going to be able to get work done at this rate. I've got the most explosive diarrhea you could imagine.
Wow, that sounds awful. Are you sure you should be at work in this state?
I don't know if I'll even be physically able to continue if it carries on. I've been in a cold sweat since I got here. I wonder if I caught some kind of cold or stomach bug.
I heard from one of the girls that there's a stomach bug going around at the minute. Ah, I know! Maybe you caught it when we went to my folks' place the other day. My mom told me Dad fell ill not too long after we left.
Does he have a stomach bug too?
Yeah. He went to the doctor and they told him it was infectious gastroenteritis. Have you vomited at all?
As things stand, no. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel something coming on. Aw, man, is this gonna get even worse?
If it's the same thing my dad has, probably. He had all the same symptoms as you, except he was throwing up too.
How's he doing now? Did he recover?
I haven't heard, but him and my mom are both pharmacists, so they should know a thing or two about how to deal with a bug like this. He's probably fine.
I guess they do know their stuff. I hope he's okay.
Anyway, forget my dad. You need to focus on looking after yourself right now. Mom said you have to drink extra fluids to replace the ones you lose with the constant trips to the toilet so you don't dehydrate. Plus, remember, it's infectious. You should wear a mask, especially while you're at work, and wash your hands regularly. It could spread to your coworkers if you stay there.
Damn it, you're right. And that's the last thing I want.
If it's really the same thing my dad had, it's definitely infectious. It wouldn't be that surprising if your coworkers started coming down with stuff. I think it's for the best that you tell the boss how you're feeling and come home ASAP. Can you do that?
Maybe I should come home. It's not like I have that much to do today anyway. It'd be a nightmare if it spread to everyone. Most of the folks in my department have families and kids. If I'm not careful, we could have a pandemic of loose bowels on our hands.
Hopefully you can get home soon. Drive safe, sweetie. If you need to stop off to use the toilet at a service station, don't hesitate. It'd be such a shame if our car seats got stained.
Okay, leave it with me. I'm gonna stop by at the docks first. Mine's still open.
Wait, what? You're going to the doctor's?
Yeah, of course. I want to get confirmation on what it is and take whatever drugs I need to get rid of it as soon as I can. I'll have peace of mind that way.
Okay, I see. Make sure you tell the doc that you were near someone with infectious gastroenteritis recently. They'll be able to see you faster that way.
Good idea. Thanks. You've been a big help, Phoebe.
Pleased to be of help, sweetie. I don't know anything about medical treatment myself.
But you said it yourself. Your family's been in medicine since the dinosaur times. I bet you know a damn sight more than I do.
I'm no expert. Sure, my family's been in medicine for a long time, but they were mostly just pharmacists. The only doctor was my grandpa.
Oh yeah? That reminds me, how are you doing? You could come down with something too. Any symptoms?
I'm fine, sweetie.
What about Trent? Anything out of the ordinary with him? He has his high school finals coming up soon. Chronic diarrhea is the last thing he needs on his plate.
Apparently my dad was the only one at my folks' place who came down with anything. My mom and little brother were fine. Seems like just because you're in close contact with one of the infected doesn't necessarily mean you'll come down with it.
The infected? Cut it out, I'm not a zombie. Anyway, I'm pleased to hear it. I feel awful for Trent if he came down with it and had to postpone his exams.
Yeah, it would be a shame. He'd be super disappointed. He's been studying so hard to fulfill his dream of becoming a doctor. Mom said he went into panic mode and holed himself up in his bedroom with a week's supply of food like some doomsday prepper when he found out my dad got ill.
Wow, he's really taking his exams seriously. I respect that. Still, let your mom and bro know that they need to be extra careful now. It seems like I have it too. Pass my best wishes on to your dad as well.
Thanks, Kirk. But really, you don't have to worry about my family. They'll be fine. You should be focusing on yourself. You might not think stomach bugs are that dangerous since most people recover on their own in a few days, but there are cases when people get hospitalized. Good morning, Kirky. Did you have breakfast yet?
No food till noon. Doctor's orders.
Oh, are you still fasting?
Yeah. You would not believe how hungry I am right now.
At least you have your appetite. That can only be a good thing. I bet you can't wait for lunchtime.
I would be, but he said I'm only allowed to eat plain oatmeal, but I doubt I'll enjoy it that much.
You should just be grateful you still have your appetite, sweetie. How are you feeling today?
A little better, actually, but the diarrhea and vomiting still haven't stopped.
Oh, still not great then. I guess if it was bad enough that you had to be admitted to the hospital, it's not the kind of thing that would get better overnight.
No kidding. I really underestimated this thing. I never expected it to feel so bad all of a sudden when I got to the doctor's. I can only thank my lucky stars I made it there in time for them to help me. I shudder to think what might have happened if I'd been driving. I couldn't believe it when they said I needed to be admitted to the hospital.
They said you were severely dehydrated, right?
Yeah, that's right. They said they'll be able to discharge me the day after tomorrow at the earliest.
What? The day after tomorrow? Isn't that too early? Is that really enough time for you to get better?
Yeah, at least that's what the doctor said.
Really? That just seems lazy. I can't help but feeling he's not treating this with the gravity it deserves. Are you really going to be better by then?
I'm sure it's still not much of a big deal, don't worry. I might still be visiting the crapper at regular 30-minute intervals, but I feel a heck of a lot better in myself compared to yesterday. I've got a feeling the doctor's right, and I'll be better in a couple of days if I just keep resting up and taking it easy.
Really? Your symptoms must be a lot milder than I expected.
This mild? You kidding? It feels pretty heavy from where I'm laying. Gastroenteritis is not to be messed with.
But I guess it can't be anything too serious if they think you'll be ready for discharge in a couple of days. I was terrified when I heard you'd collapsed at the doctor's surgery. I thought it must be as bad as it gets.
You almost sound disappointed. Even if my symptoms are on the mild end, I'm still not having a great time here, you know.
Oh, don't be silly. Of course I'm relieved you're getting better, sweetie.
Hey, morning, Kurt. Sup, Trent? It's great to hear from you. A long time no see. How long has it been now? It's too long. Sorry about that. I've been crazy busy with my exam prep lately. Oh, and sorry to bug you at this hour. Were you asleep? Nope, I'm very much awake. I'm finding it hard to get a good night's sleep in the hospital bed. All this exam business is bet you're real early, huh? What's up? You're getting discharged from the hospital soon, right? Yeah, they said tomorrow at the earliest. I'm about to have some bloods done. If everything comes back alright, I should get the all clear to go home. I see. Why do you want to know what day I get out of the hospital? Oh, I know. You're planning on throwing me a celebration party, right? You shouldn't have, Trent. You're the best. No, Kirk, it's not that. This is serious. It's after you get out of the hospital. Do not come back home. You won't get off with just a few days in the hospital next time. What did you just say? What does that even mean? Are you gonna elaborate? Kirk, I think they're trying to kill you. You need to escape somewhere, anywhere. Just get away. What the hell? Who might be trying to kill me? Escape? What are you saying? Your stomach bug? I don't think you caught it off my dad. I think they just made it look that way. Who the heck would want to kill me? What is this, some kind of mafia movie? I'm just a freaking office worker. I sit in a cubicle by day and watch TV with my wife by night. Who am I, Tony Montana? There's someone who would have a lot to gain if you died. A lot to gain? Who? How? You're not making any sense. Trent, are you taking drugs? Look, I know it's common for students to take things to help them study these days, but it can be very dangerous. They can make you hallucinate. Trent, are you taking something? No, Kirk. I don't even drink coffee, or crying out loud. This is serious. Just answer me this. Who would get the insurance payout if you died? Who's the only person who has access to your food and drink? Who's the only person who will be willing to slip you something and making you ill if they so desired? Whoa, you stop right there. You are not seriously accusing Phoebe of putting me in the hospital by poisoning my Rice Krispies, are you? No way, she'd never do that. Never ever. You should talk about your big sister with more respect, Trent. I didn't think you were like this. The only reason you're saying that is because you don't know what my sister's actually like. Now I'm telling you, my sister and parents are conspiring to hurt you and take your money. I think they're trying to kill you. This isn't a joke and it isn't a prank. Why would I be telling you this, Kirk? Think about it. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. It's not that I don't trust you, but this is just too nuts, dude. I'm finding it a little difficult to take in. Me and Phoebe have been getting along great lately. Besides, even if we weren't, I doubt she'd have it in her to do anything like that. But I overheard them. Phoebe and my parents. I overheard them discussing their plan. Their plan? To slip something into your food. My mom and dad run a pharmacy, so they have access to all kinds of drugs. I overheard them talking about it. I heard everything they were discussing, I heard everything. They were discussing which drug to use so you wouldn't taste anything, to inflict enough damage to do the job. Wait, seriously? Yes, seriously. That's why I think you should disappear somewhere far away as quickly as you possibly can. I totally get that you find it difficult to take in, believe me. I thought I was hearing things when I overheard them. I know it sounds nuts, but I swear, it's God's honest truth. You really think I joke about something like this? No, I don't. Oh my God. I can't believe Phoebe and your parents would do something like that. It seemed like it was my parents' idea. They were giving my sister instructions and advice on what to do and how to get away with it without being found out. She's their pawn. They plan on splitting the insurance payout when you're gone. Are they really that desperate for money? I seriously can't believe this. You might not know this, but my mom and dad are in a lot of debt. The family pharmacy hasn't been doing so well over recent years. I think that's the motive. Huh? It hasn't, but last I heard, it was thriving. Sure, 5 years back maybe? Things were doing great until the big general hospital nearby relocated as part of an expansion project. The pharmacy was in the red within the same month, and things haven't been the same ever since. To add insult to injury, the new drugstore got built near the station not long after. There was no coming back after that, but they were too proud to accept that it was over. Instead of doing the sensible thing and shutting up shop for good, they went into debt to prop it up artificially. The only customers they get these days are a couple of old regulars who live in the neighborhood. Whoa, I had no idea. You know how they say money changes people, right? Well, it's true, Kirk. I found it hard to believe my family could be involved in something this horrific. I still don't want to accept it, but God, I heard it with my own ears. Trent, I knew it was real the moment I heard you'd been taken to the hospital. There's no telling what they might do next. You have to get away. I doubt you get off this lightly a second time. It's now or never. You're right. But even if I do disappear somewhere, what about you? Surely they'll figure out you told me. It could be your life in danger next. They can all go to prison for all I care. No, let me rephrase that. They should go to prison. You can't just try to kill someone and get away with it. I told you this being fully aware of the implications. You're right. If what you're saying is true, we have to tell the police. But Trent, what would become of your future if your whole family got arrested? You'll be taking your final before long. What about your dream of becoming a doctor? I always knew how kind you were, Kirk. To think that even with my family conspiring to kill you, your priority is not ruining my future. I can't believe they try to hurt you. I'll never forgive them for this. Please, don't hold back on my account. Even still, the thought of you ruining your future over this, I can't, Trent. I just can't. You're still so young. You have so many hopes, so many dreams, so many ambitions. It's fine, really. You wouldn't be destroying my future at all. I'll still be able to fulfill my dreams, so don't worry about me, okay? I'll go stay with my grandparents when my family get arrested. My grandpa and grandma are good people. They'd never condone what's going on. They'll let me live with them, I'm sure of it. Besides, when I heard Mom and Dad were up to their ears in debt, I decided to go to college on a scholarship instead of letting them pay for it. So I'm not as dependent on them as you might think. I see you thought this through. I guess in that case, there's nothing stopping me from doing what needs to be done. Exactly. So don't worry about me. Focus on making your escape. My deranged parents and sister are probably already plotting their next move as we speak. They won't let you get off so lightly again. Got it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep my discharge a secret from Phoebe. Then I'm gonna leave the hospital without her knowing and, I wonder if I should go lay low at my parents' place. You'll have to go back home to get your things first, right? You let me know when you're getting discharged as soon as you find out. I'll create a distraction by inviting our sister over to our place. That way, there'll be no chance of you running into her while you go home. Got it. Thank you, Trent. I'm so sorry to burden you with all this. My sister came over to our place as soon as you got admitted to the hospital. I'm guessing my mom and dad gave her some stronger drugs to finish the job with. You should have a look around your house while she's there. Maybe you can find something incriminating, like the drugs themselves or some things you might be able to use against them in court. Good idea. All right, I will. Are you really sure you're safe, Trent? If we go ahead with this, there's no going back. They'll probably figure out it was me who ratted them out as soon as they realize you're gone. But I'm safe for now, at least. Can we meet up once I get out of the hospital? The cops need to know what's going on. I'd feel a lot better if we went and told them together. Plus, it'd make our crazy-sounding story more convincing. You're right. Okay, let's report them together. All right, well, I think that just about covers everything. Let me know as soon as you find out when you're getting discharged.
Hey, Kirk, sweetie. How are you feeling? I've been so worried about you since I heard the doctors extended your stay. I went to see my parents today, so I'm gonna stop by at the hospital to see how you're doing and drop off a few things. Let me know if there's anything you want.
It's fine. I'm already out.
Huh? You're already out? What does that mean?
I got discharged yesterday afternoon.
What? But you told me they extended your stay yesterday. What are you talking about?
I lied. The truth is, I got discharged yesterday. I'm not at the hospital anymore.
Why would you lie? And why haven't you been home? What are you doing? And where?
I won't be revealing that. I lied about them delaying my discharge to give me time to escape from you.
What? Why would you need to escape from me?
Why wouldn't I need to escape from you? You're trying to kill me.
Wait, what? What the hell are you talking about? Did you hit your head? Did they mess up your medication at the hospital or something? Huh, seems like your guts aren't the only things malfunctioning, because this is just plain crazy talk.
This hospital stay of mine was all the result of your botched plan to get rid of me, wasn't it? You wanted the money from the life insurance payout. You plotted it all with your parents, didn't you?
I've never heard of such a load of nonsense in my life. Have you even heard yourself? We'd never do that. How could you even accuse us of this? There are some things you just don't say to people. I'm disgusted with you.
You can cut the phony indignation. Trent told me everything. He knew all about your plan. He warned me and told me I should escape as soon as I got discharged.
Are you kidding? Trent?
Yep. You've been at your parents' place since this morning, right? I used the opportunity to sneak back home while you were away and did some investigating. When I did, I found a strange bottle of medicine I have absolutely no recollection of seeing before.
Uh-huh. That's weird. I wonder what it is. I don't know anything about that.
We'll find out soon enough. I filed a police report, and whatever it is, it's away at the lab for testing. They were filing for the search warrant on the house as I left. They'll probably be turning the place upside down before long.
The police are going to search the house?
They probably sent some officers over to your mom and dad's place too.
Why would they do that? You mean you sent the police to interrogate my parents? That's horrible.
Me? Horrible? You've got some nerve. You tried to kill me, you psycho bitch. You guys were my family. I was ready to spend my life with you. If this is how you repay me? By trying to murder me for an insurance payout? You're sick.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't. You're making some kind of mistake. I don't know anything about that bottle.
Please, will you just tell me the truth? I'll know before long anyway. So why not just tell me?
I swear, I don't know anything. I'm your wife, Kirk. Won't you believe me? You still love me, don't you? If you do, believe me, please.
Hey, sis, it's me, Trent. I think it's time to give the pathetic excuse a rest. I'm embarrassed just reading your messages.
Trent?
Me and Kirk met up after you left the house. We're together now.
What the hell do you think you're playing at, boy? I'll have your head for this. Are you trying to turn me and your parents into criminals?
I don't need you to turn into criminals. That's what you already are. You're not worming your way out of this one, no matter how much you lie. Kirk found the drug you used.
What drug? I don't know anything about a damn drug.
I overheard you talking to Mom and Dad, Phoebe. About your plan to kill your husband for a life insurance payout? Obviously, we told the police. If they ask me to testify against you in court, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
You'd betray your family like this?
The only traitor here is you. Refusing to stay quiet while you murder your husband does not make me a traitor.
You knew how much Mom and Dad were struggling financially, didn't you? What do you think's going to happen to the pharmacy if they get wrapped up in a police scandal like this? Did you even think before you acted, you mindless idiot? No one will trust them anymore. No one will ever set foot in that pharmacy for as long as they live.
It's hardly surprising that people wouldn't trust a pharmacy with a track record of intentionally poisoning people, is it? You only have yourselves to blame. They deserve more than bankruptcy. Keeping silent will make me complicit, and I refuse to have any part in your twisted scheme.
You're still part of this family. Do you seriously think it's acceptable to try and send me and your parents to prison? Is that how you repay Mom and Dad for raising you?
Gratitude has nothing to do with it, but now that you mention it, you should know I feel none whatsoever. You know how badly I want to be a doctor, right? Any gratitude I felt towards them for raising me got canceled out the moment they tried to commit such a horrific crime. Don't get me wrong. I can't condone what you guys did on a basic human level, but as someone aspiring to be a doctor, this goes doubly so. I want to protect people's health, not destroy it. I'm done with you all. I'm cutting you out of my life like the tumors you are. I'll be going it alone from here on out.
You heartless prick.
Heartless? That's reach coming from someone who tried to murder your own husband. I won't be coming home. In fact, you'll never see me again. Goodbye.
Trent, wait.
Trent doesn't want anything more to do with you or his parents. I suggest you prepare to pay the consequences for your actions.
Kirk, you can't do this to me. I told you I didn't do it. I didn't do what you're accusing me of. Why won't you believe me? I'm your wife. You believe my little brother over me? Your own wife?
Trent's a good kid. He isn't the type to tell lies, especially about something this serious.
You don't know what he's really like. He's always pulling pranks. This is probably just one of them. Don't fall for it.
Trying to murder your husband would be bad enough on its own. But to try and murder your husband when your little bro has his high school finals coming up, you're not just the worst wife ever, you're the worst sister too. Do you seriously think Trent will risk throwing away his whole future by doing something like this as a prank?
I love you.
Oh, Dick, how do you explain the fact that you quadrupled my life insurance policy behind my back then? Yep, that's right. I know. I saw the emails, found the receipts, and when I called up the insurance company, they said everything had been verified with my documents. Don't you think the timing's all just a little too inconvenient? You tried to kill me, I'm sure of it.
What if you're wrong?
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize, beg for forgiveness, and try to make up for the pain I put you through with every fiber of my being. I promise you that. If you genuinely didn't know anything about any of this, you'd happily cooperate with the police as they do their investigation so they can clear your names as soon as possible.
I can't believe you reported me to the damn cops. You have no idea how lucky you are. I wish you died that day.
And there it is. I knew it. You did your best to convince me it was just a stomach bug. You really had me fooled. I thought you were just asking all those questions out of kindness because you were worried about me, but it turns out you just wanted progress updates on your murder plot.
What use are you to me alive? I only ever married you for your money in the first place. Who the hell would marry a dweeb like you for anything other than money?
I really know how you feel about me now. We're getting a divorce. No doubt the cops will be filing criminal charges against you for trying to kill me, but I'm filing civil charges on top of it. I want compensation for what you put me through.
I would have used the whole damn bottle if I knew it'd come back to this. I had no idea my brother would stab me in the back.
I owe Trent my life. He's an amazing person with a firm sense of right and wrong who doesn't get swayed by the wills and opinions of those around him, family or otherwise. I don't want to see the future he worked so hard for coming to ruin. That's why the sooner the low-life criminals who call themselves his family are behind bars where they belong, the better. I think we all knew, but it was later confirmed in the police investigation that the drug Phoebe used to try and kill me came from her parents' pharmacy. It was a 100% match with the strange substance I found stashed away at our house. It also just so happens that the side effects of overdosing on that drug are the exact same as the symptoms I was hospitalized with. Between the fact that the premium on my life insurance policy was suddenly quadrupled directly before the incident, Trent's testimony in court, and some other evidence that surfaced during the investigation, Phoebe and her parents didn't have a hope in hell's chance of getting away with it. She was charged with attempted murder, and my in-laws were charged with aiding and abetting. I immediately divorced her and won a huge sum in compensation in civil court. Needless to say, her parents' pharmacy finally went bust. Trent went to live with his grandparents after his disgraced sister and parents got thrown in jail, just like he said he would. He aced his exams. He's set to start college this fall. If anyone's got what it takes to become a doctor, it's him. And I just know he'll make a great one. I'm incredibly grateful to Trent, and I feel lucky to be here, happily enjoying newly single life. If not for his courage, I'd be 6 feet under.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Jenny, who the hell do you think you are stealing my man like this? Whoa, where did that come from all of a sudden? You wanna, take a chill pill and tell me what you're talking about, sis? Don't play dumb with me. I saw it with my own eyes. You and Darren going into the hotel together holding hands. Have you lost your mind? He's my fiancé, you know. Huh? Oh, you mean you saw us? Was it just by coincidence? Like hell it was. He's been acting strange lately, so I decided to do some digging. He hardly pays me any attention these days. We stopped going out as a couple, and he never puts his damn phone down. I barely recognize him anymore. Wow, that's actually impressive. You figured it out just from that? Did you hire a private investigator? I followed him under the pretense of going to work. I saw you both with my own eyes. I was so shocked when I realized what was going on. I would have never imagined in a million years he was on his way to a hotel for a seedy tryst with my little sister. You followed him, yourself? You're nuts. That's kind of creepy, sis. Don't you think that's a little obsessive? He's my fiancé. We promised to spend the rest of our lives together. We even met each other's families. How is wanting to know whether he's being faithful to me obsessive? Try common sense. Are you trying to destroy everything we had? I'm not trying to do anything, but let's face it, your wedding is gonna have to be called off now. I think I'm a much more suitable wife, so it's probably for the best this way. You were never gonna last, so you should be thanking me for bringing things to an early resolution. Called off? Yep, he's gonna break up with you. I think you lucked out big time by getting an elite high-spec guy like Darren to agree to marry you in the first place. Not only is he a top sales executive at a major global company, but he's so dishy he could have been a model. He's a lead, I tell ya. A guy with so much going for him would be wasted on you. Wasted how? We loved each other before you stepped in and wrecked everything like a goddamn bull in a china shop. Get out of our way. Exactly. You loved each other. Past tense. He doesn't feel anything for you anymore. What's gone is gone, and it's never coming back. Better just move on, sis. Things will be easier for you that way. I don't need you to tell me that. He wouldn't be going to hotels with other women if he loved me. That would be bad enough on its own, but to think he's been at it with my own sister? Ugh. Darren's been mine for a long time now. It's hardly a surprise, though. You're so much uglier than me. It's honestly surprising we're even related. Everyone knows guys prefer petite, ditzy blondes like me over neurotic heffalumps like yourself. Ditzy? Don't you mean moronic? You can call me whatever you like, but I know the only reason you're calling me neurotic is because, unlike you, I actually think before I act and plan for the future where possible. It's true, though. You've never exactly been the sharpest tool in the box, have you, Jenny? You've never been capable of sitting down and studying something for more than 5 minutes, and I lost count of the amount of times you were crying to me, begging to do your homework for you. You bore me, Elsa. You gonna dwell on the past for the rest of your life? Get with the times, loser. We're grown women now. Maybe so, but the point still stands because you're still just as much of an idiot as you always have been. Is that the only way you can feel superior to me? It's actually sad. You do know that guys aren't interested in how well educated you are, right? They don't look for the same things in us that we do in them. Most guys would be happy with a girl who flipped burgers for a living as long as she was hot. How many guys have chosen me over you now? How many times does it need to happen before you learn? You might be clever, but your smarts couldn't lock down any of your exes, could they? They want a woman, not a calculator. Not just guys either. Even mom and dad prefer me to you. It's true. I think mom and dad went seriously wrong with raising you somewhere down the line. They spoiled you and gave you too much attention, and look at the result. You turned into a vain, narcissistic, selfish, arrogant egomaniac. Sounds like sour grapes to me, sis. Who knew you were such a sore loser? You can insult me and question mom and dad's parenting all you like, but you should know we're all very happy. If you're such hot stuff, why is it you only seem capable of getting boyfriends by stealing them from me? Can't you attract a guy by yourself? I bet that's why you keep doing it. You like my sloppy seconds, do you? Disgusting. What does that make you? You're the one who keeps getting your boyfriend stolen so easily. I will say one nice thing about you. You're proving really useful for finding me a fresh supply of guys. You're hardly in a position to look down on me. When you're the one who keeps getting abandoned, left, miserable, alone, and full of envy every time. What do I have to be envious about? If anything, I'm grateful you're doing me a favor. Why the hell would I want to be with the kind of guy who'd get involved with my own sister behind my back? I wish you all the best. You and Darren are both scum, so you deserve each other. Whoa, scary. Is it any wonder you keep getting dumped with a mouth like that? You're about as feminine as a tractor engine. The only reason I'm speaking like this is because of you. And believe me, this is me holding back. You have no idea how badly I want to let you have it. It's taking a lot of self-restraint for me not to call you every name under the sun right now. Wow, thanks. I'm honored and privileged you feel so strongly about me. Meh, whatever. Darren's never coming back, no matter how much you cry, so who am I to stop you venting? You go, girl. Yo, Elsa, my dearly beloved sister. Guess what? Darren popped the question. You want to see a picture of my ring? 24-karat gold. It cost over $10,000. That's my Darren. He's the cream of the crop, so he can afford to treat his girl like royalty. Elite, I tell ya. I don't want to see any pictures, and I couldn't care less about you getting married. I'd appreciate if you didn't give me random updates on your personal life from now on. I already canceled our engagement. Me and him are strangers now. Aw, is someone putting on a brave face? That's admirable, sis, but I know you're secretly super interested in how things are between me and your ex. Shall I invite you to the wedding? As unfortunate as you are, I guess we are still family. Why would I be interested in watching a bunch of morons drink too much and make fools of themselves? I'd rather stick pins in my eyes. You're free to do what you like, but there's absolutely zero chance of me going. Wow, rude. I think I was kind enough to consider inviting you. Fine, you're not invited. You better not show up. You two would be bad enough on your own. But the idea of seeing Mom and Dad's faces after they gave you the go-ahead to steal my fiancé makes me sick. I don't think of any of you as family anymore. You have nothing to do with me as far as I'm concerned. You're strangers. I wouldn't look twice if we passed each other in the street. Fine by me. You know this is what I've always wanted. You're unnecessary. Mom and Dad are happy as long as they have me. Think about it. Why would they need a rude, unsociable cave troll like you around when they have a perfect, gorgeous daughter like me? It's worrying how effortlessly saying malicious, insulting, hurtful things about people seems to come to you. Do you enjoy making fun of me that much? I wouldn't say I'm making fun of you. I'm just telling it like it is, you know? I want you to know your place. My place? And who are you, the freaking queen? I might not be royalty, but I am leagues above you when it comes to being a woman. You wouldn't even know the meaning of the word femininity. But for some reason, you still have the nerve to try and compete with me? Do you have any idea who you're messing with? I'm the personification of grace and elegance. If you look up feminine in a dictionary, there's a picture of me. I think it's actually sad how you have a chance against me. The things I say might sound mean, but all I'm trying to do is stop you from embarrassing yourself. It's better that you understand how defective you are than go around with false pretensions. I'm sorry, Your Highness, but who gave you the right to preach to me? You really think you're God's gift to humanity, don't you? Like you're the chosen one, free to look down on and cast judgment on all others as you see fit? Have you even looked at the situation? I'm as happy can be. Meanwhile, you're alone, miserable, depressed, and constantly angry. Are you even self-aware? I'm so high above you that you may as well be invisible. You should be thankful I'm even using my valuable time to try and help you right now. Go on, admit it. You're jealous. Jealous of you? Please don't flatter yourself. As far as I'm concerned, you're the most despicable human being on the whole planet. Oh, so you're not jealous, huh? We'll see about that. You know, me and Darren have already booked a venue for the wedding. It's a super popular spot with a picturesque ocean view. Apparently top-ranking celebs and influencers get married there all the time. They do? Cool, don't care. You don't care? Of course you do. You're just too ashamed to admit it. Don't worry, you can look at my Peatbook page if you want to see pics of the place. I've been posting about it all the time lately. Like hell, I'd look at your social media. What are you even trying to do here? Make me mad by bragging? Can you blame me? Anyone would want to brag about getting married at such an amazing place. Do you know how hard it is to rent out? Not only is there a huge waiting list, but it's also about 50 times more expensive than most other places. Thank God I'm marrying an elite player at a major global company. Best decision of my life. You seem to be misunderstanding something here. Darren really isn't as amazing as you seem to think he is. Jeez, Elsa, have you no class? Insulting your ex just because he dumped you? It's kinda sad. Listen, you're free to overestimate him if it makes you feel good, but I'm telling you, you're wrong. Wow, you're an even bigger sore loser than I thought you were. I knew it. This is affecting you more than you're letting on, isn't it? You must be hurting deep inside to be acting like this. Aha! I've got it. Shall I introduce you to some new guys to make you feel better? I'm so kind that I'd be willing to introduce you to a bunch of my exes who I broke up with. They'd be a perfect match for you. I'd rather you didn't. You know Darren's buddy Evan? I have a feeling he has the hots for me. But I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot barge pole, so I'll do you a solid because I'm so thoughtful and introduce you. He doesn't have a girlfriend, as far as I know. Can you read? I said I'd rather you didn't. That's a favor I most certainly did not ask for. Oh, I see. Fine, have it your way. Be single and lonely your whole life for all I care. Me and Darren are about to achieve happiness of the kind you could only dream about. So please, don't get even more jealous than you already are and start lashing out. Hey, Elsa, what the hell do you think you're doing? You were just lurking around the wedding venue, weren't you? Are you wearing a white dress at my wedding? Is this your spiteful way of getting revenge against me? What's wrong, Jenny? Aren't you getting a little emotional here? Today is my wedding day! My wedding day! You're not welcome, so you need to go the hell away, right now. Why would you even come here? You're sick in the head. You turned down my invite, remember? Go home. You're not on the list. Oh, you're getting married today? So it was you getting married in the smallest hall they have to offer. One thing's for sure, the hall I picked is a hell of a lot nicer than yours. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? I'm getting married today, in the biggest hall. What? Here? Why would you be getting married here? Because today's my wedding day. Liar! You're a sick, twisted liar. It's only been half a year since I stole your fiancé, so how is that even possible? I gotta give you credit, sis. I'm surprised you managed to stay together that long. Your relationships don't normally last longer than 2 weeks. Who's the groom? Someone you know. Evan. I seem to recall you offering to introduce us back then. Huh? Is he that guy you were with at the barbecue? That was Evan? Yep. He asked me out after I broke up with Darren, and we've been dating ever since. We decided to get married after a whirlwind romance, and, well, the rest is history. No, you're rushing things. This is too early. You've barely even known each other 5 minutes. We started dating pretty much immediately after I found out you were getting piped by my fiancé behind my back, which means we've been dating more or less as long as you and Darren have. Does that mean it's too early for you guys too, or does your weird logic only apply to me? Whatever, forget that. Why are you getting married in the biggest hall they had to offer? With no regard for me? That's not fair. Do you know how hard it was for me to get a reservation on this place? How the hell did you end up getting the best one when I booked ours first? Oh, you struggled? I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie. You see, we didn't have any problems getting a reservation at all. Why not? Evan's dad's a successful entrepreneur who runs several businesses. One of the companies he's the CEO of just so happens to be the parent company of the company who provided the wedding venues. Which is why, with a word from Evan's dad, they were willing to be flexible with us. What? You heard me. Evan's the CEO's son. It's just like they say. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It might not be fair, but, well, sorry, honey. I really couldn't care less. That's why we have the highly sought-after, mega-spacious, ultra-luxurious hall all to ourselves. You're lying. You have to be. I had no idea Evan had money. Seems like he does. You mean you went out of your way to get married at the same venue as me so you could rub your rich new husband in my face? Not only that, but you made a point of reserving the most expensive wedding hall on the same day as my wedding? Ugh! Go to hell! Wait a sec. Is someone, by any chance, feeling a little perturbed, upset, troubled, disconcerted? Are your jimmies rustled, sweetie? Oh yeah, how could I forget? You were bragging like it was no one's business about the amazing wedding venue you booked, weren't you? I guess it's only natural that you'd be upset to discover your cave troll big sister had booked a bigger, more extravagant haul at the same venue on the same day. Ugh, shut up. Just shut up. I can't believe you found a richer husband than me just to get your own sister back because I got under your skin. You're so petty. You're just using him as a tool to fulfill your twisted revenge fantasies. You're pure evil. Okay, fine, I admit it. Maybe I did go out of my way to book our wedding at the same place as yours so I could rub it in your face. But the only reason I went ahead with it is because Evan said he wanted me to do whatever would make me happy. In other words, he loves me. He thinks a lot of me, and I love him too. Lies, lies, and more lies. You wish I was lying. I bet you couldn't believe your luck when a guy with money miraculously showed an interest in you. I know your game. You're trying to upstage me, aren't you? You're probably plotting to let my guests know that you're getting married in a bigger hall than me on the same day, aren't you? You're trying to embarrass me. I just know it, you scheming witch. How do you sleep at night to think you're actually getting married just to get your own sister back for me stealing your man? Have you considered how Evan's gonna feel when he finds out he's being manipulated and used like a puppet on a string? You're the biggest scumbag there ever was. Those are some interesting assumptions you're making there, Jenny. Thing is, I'm not marrying him to get back at you. Evan's super kind, sweet, and thoughtful, and he treats me like a princess. That's why we're getting married. It's because I want to spend my life with him. That I get to rub it in your face is just an added bonus. Besides, he knows all about what went down between me and you. Wait, does that mean he knows we're getting married at the same venue on the same day? And he's okay with it? So you're trying to screw me over as a team? He's super understanding and cooperative. I feel so lucky to have such a thoughtful and considerate partner. I get it now. He's deluding himself. He thinks you love him, but really all you're doing is using him as part of your twisted revenge plot. You don't love him at all. We'll see how long you last once the rush of embarrassing me wears off and he's served his purpose. I love him. We've grown closer and closer ever since we met. Apparently, he'd had eyes for me for a long time and was waiting for a chance to introduce himself to me so we could get to know each other. I should have gotten rid of that lowlife Darren and started dating Evan ages ago. Lowlife? Darren is not a lowlife. He's a top executive at a major global company. Global. You do know that, right? My man's riding the highway to success at full speed and no one can stop him. Vroom! Oh, what's that? I can't hear you over the sound of how well things are going for us. Face it, Evan only has money because of his dad anyway. My Darren's self-made and the sky's the limit. He's gonna be way richer than your wet noodle of a husband before long. He's elite, I tell ya, elite. You say that, but it seems like you really had to tighten the budget when it comes to booking your wedding. You spent so much on hiring out the smallest hall this place had to offer. I bet you couldn't afford to spend much on anything else. No, we're planning to go on a honeymoon together. Oh, really? Where to? Hawaii! We're going to stay there an entire week. Ah, I see. I guess the chances of us bumping into each other aboard are slim then. Evan and I are going on a nice, relaxing, round-the-world cruise. First, we go to Europe, then to the Middle East, then Asia. The list goes on, but it's so comprehensive I forgot. We'll be gone for a month. A cruise ship? Wait, aren't cruise ships expensive? Well, I guess these things don't come cheap, but to tell you the truth, I don't know. You see, Evan's the one who arranged the trip and saw to it that everything was paid for, so I have no idea how much it cost. You don't know? Bullcrap. Even if he paid for it all, surely he'd tell you how much it was. Apparently his dad helped out with the money. On top of the money he contributed to the wedding fund itself, he included an extra chunk and told us to splash out on something lavish for the honeymoon. And that's not all. Evan said his pop's even gonna pay for us to have ourselves a new house built. Oh, to be rich. Surely going around the world on a cruise ship is gonna cost a freakish amount of money. That's just excessive. How can you guys be so irresponsible? There are starving kids in the world, and there you are blowing ungodly sums of money on unnecessary, extravagant honeymoon projects. I bet you're only doing this to make me jealous. You're even more sick and twisted than I thought. Gotta go, sweetie. The wedding's about to start. See ya. No, wait. You don't get to just end the conversation when you feel like it. We're not done here. Oh, yes, we are. We both have weddings to enjoy after all. We'll both remember today for the rest of our lives, for all sorts of reasons. Wow, Jenny, I have never seen a bride barge their way into someone else's wedding like that before. It was embarrassing watching you get restrained by the staff and escorted out. I was sure I heard something that sounded like a dress ripping. Are you okay? Do not screw me around, you low-life scumbag. How low do I have to sink before you'll be satisfied? Don't think I didn't see it. Your dress. It was the one I had to give up on because it was too expensive, wasn't it? Oh, so you did notice. Yep, it's part of the Silky Peeps Excellence range. Can you believe I got married in one of the most luxurious wedding dresses money can buy? I feel like I'm dreaming. Now that you mention it, I do recall it being the one you had your heart set on, but had to give up on because your budget just didn't cut it. How did you know I gave up on that dress? You told your friend about it, right? Well, it just so happens that friend leaked a bunch of your private information on a secret Peep Book account. Who was it? And how do you know about their secret account? That's for me to know and you to find out. I knew because I made all sorts of preparations in advance of the wedding. Every I was dotted, every T crossed. Besides, you don't exactly have the most trustworthy friends, do you? Birds of a feather really do flock together, huh? She did nothing but talk crap about you on that account. She said she spent 95% of the time you were together cringing because you did almost nothing except brag about how amazing your life was. The whole dress thing was included in her ranting. What? To quote a few of the spicier posts, that bitch does nothing but show off. It's pathetic. She thinks she's hot stuff just because she somehow managed to bag herself a rich husband. He can't have been that rich, though. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had to give up on that wedding dress she never shut her damn foghorn of a mouth about. She's making fun of you for being so high on your own pretensions of being some kind of celebrity. Who is she? Whoever it is, I'll kill her. Tell me. Does it really matter? It could be any number of people. You know full well she's not the only one you bragged about your oh-so-amazing life to. Pick any guest at your wedding today. They may smile and wish you well to your face, but when you're not looking, they all make fun of you. You're a laughingstock. To them, you're nothing but the predatory bimbo who stole her sister's husband. Who are they? I want names. I want names of every last person who ever made fun of me behind my back. I'll have them all kicked out. Don't you have more important things to be worrying about right now? You know, like your own wedding. I'd be surprised if they even let you go ahead with it after what you did. You might not have noticed, but you smashed a bunch of decorations when you barged into my wedding and started flailing around like an escaped mental patient. I wonder what your husband's parents think about their new daughter-in-law after she embarrassed their son like that on his wedding day. It wasn't my fault. You provoked me. You're the one who started this fight. All I did was react. Even if, for argument's sake, I did provoke you, do you really think that justifies what you did? There's no excuse. That was barbaric, pure and simple. You owe the wedding company money for all the stuff you broke. And I suggest you pay up ASAP. As you know, these wedding halls are luxury, which means the stuff you broke doesn't come cheap. Something tells me you're gonna owe them a lot of money. Whatever, like I care. My husband will pay it for me. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I forgot to tell you something. It's about my scumbag ex-fiancé. Remember when I told you you were overestimating him? You called me a sore loser, but I can assure you that's not why I said it. Sure, I remember. So what? Get to the point. The only reason he was considered elite was because he was helping me with my job. You know how he and I used to work at the same company? Well, he occupied a role which consisted entirely of supporting me the whole time I was there. That's the only reason his sales numbers were high. What? Are you being serious? You actually think I'm gonna fall for a lie this crappy? Do you really enjoy harassing me that much that you'd stoop this low? I'm sure he wishes I was lying. I heard from some of my old coworkers lately that he's not pulling in the same numbers he used to. Apparently he's in a real slump. Forget the highway to success, he's on the dirt road to demotion. Looks like he's not that special without me there to prop him up after all. Maybe if you had anything resembling a brain cell in between those ears of yours and were able to support him like I did, things would be different. Support? What kind of support? Things like document creation, things like slideshows and charts, and gathering recent data on customer purchasing trends. I pretty much did anything and everything he needed me to ensure his work went smoothly. He was prone to making mistakes, so I always made sure to anticipate things that could go wrong for him and warn him in advance. If you think you can do all that, by all means, go ahead. There's no way I can. I wouldn't even know where to start. I've never done anything like that before. Right? Who knows what the future has in store for you two now? You mean he's not on the highway to success? You mean he's not going to get richer? What's going to happen to us? Oh no, I didn't make you anxious, did I, sweetie? I'm just telling it like it is, What choice did I have? If you must insist on trying to compete with me, I have no choice but to put you in your place. The things I say might sound mean, but all I'm trying to do is stop you from embarrassing yourself. After that, there were a couple of issues between Jenny and the wedding venue staff, but luckily for her, they allowed her to go ahead with her wedding. However, according to one of my old coworkers who was there as a guest, she was in a foul mood from start to finish, and the atmosphere was so tense you could cut it with a knife. Not only that, but apparently word that I, the sister whose husband she stole, was holding a far larger, more impressive ceremony at the same venue made its way to the guests. She became the laughingstock of her friends, who all secretly hated her. To add insult to injury, the wedding company demanded $20,000 in compensation to make up for all the stuff she broke after barging into my wedding hall and flipping out like a lunatic. With that, her relationship with her new in-laws deteriorated in an instant, and they've been at each other's throats ever since. I heard from a friend of a friend that Darren had reached his wit's end with her within 3 days of tying the knot, and their married life is the stuff nightmares are made of. But even still, with Jenny being as proud and sensitive to the opinions of others as she is, she'd rather endure a frosty atmosphere at home than suffer the shame of divorcing so soon after getting hitched, out of fear of what people might think. As for me, you'll be pleased to hear I cut my family out of my life once and for all. And now, Evan and I are enjoying married life together. I've never been happier.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.